Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Ma'am.
Good afternoon. I'm sharing the link of Peer Deck. So please
Good
log into Peer Deck. Good afternoon. Yes, I've shared the link. If anybody is facing any problem, please let me know. The code for Peer Deck is XDZZXI.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I can see only 36 students at the moment, waiting for the others to join in.
Ma'am, a blank screen is visible.
Blank screen, is there nothing written on it?
No, no, ma'am.
It's showing
See,
physical
I'll-
background.
Ma'am,
It's
it's
visible
showing
for me.
Then try and log in again, please. The barrier slide should be visible to you. Please mute yourself. Please mute yourself. Okay, yes, I can see only 29 students who've joined in. Are you facing any problem? I hope students from ENT, ENI are also present. And Triple E?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I won't wait for the students any longer now. And let us begin with the session. From next time onwards, I'll start blocking the code of Peer Deck also, and you won't be able to join if you do not join Peer Deck within the stipulated time period. So I believe in the last class,
Ma'am,
yes.
ma'am, still a blank screen is visible. Nothing is there on period app on my screen.
Okay. Uh, Are you using the link to join the peer deck?
Ma'am, yes, I've tried both.
Same thing
Ma'am,
is
link
here.
and type.
Directly go to the browser, type peerdeck or joinpd.com, and there you use the code that XDZZXI.
Okay, ma'am.
Or as you say it, XDZZXI. Okay, directly go to peerdeck and log in. Don't use the link. Okay, so in the last class, we had begun our discussion on barriers. We had discussed the language and semantic related barriers after going through 3 clippings, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So had we begun our discussion on organizational barriers also?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so
No, ma'am.
we'll begin our discussion on organizational barriers today. But I just want to know that those who were trying to log into PeerDeck, any problem? Or should I begin with the lesson?
And please, can you tell all the barriers that we have discussed till now?
We have had a general discussion on barriers, and then we discussed the language and semantic related barriers, which were lack of common language, semantic barriers, poor vocabulary, poor knowledge of grammar and punctuation, roundabout verbiage, and then a few examples of roundabout verbiage. And then we were to discuss today from organizational barriers onwards.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, yeah. So I can see
The
39
screen is
students.
still blanked.
Better, then there must be some connectivity issue at your end.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, just try again after some time. Fine, no problem. So, and I hope you people know if you join the class late, you don't get the attendance. I don't want anybody calling up the CRs that you've been marked absent when you know you joined the class late. So I'm sharing a video with you once again.
Mom, I had some connectivity issue earlier. I just joined the class.
Okay, please join PeerDeck and let me know if the audio is not there for you. Can you hear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
She's on her way. Tell everyone.
She's not supposed to be here until 9.
Her driver just texted me, and her facialist ruptured a disc. God, these people. That I can't even talk about.
All right, everyone, gird your loins. Did someone eat an onion bagel?
Sorry, Miranda. Move it!
I don't understand why it's so difficult to confirm the point.
No, I'm so sorry, Miranda. I actually did confirm
Tales
last
of
night.
your incompetence do not interest me. Tell Simone I'm not going to prove that girl that she sent me for the Brazilian layout. I asked for clean, athletic, smiley. She sent me dirty, tired, and paunchy. And RSVP, yes, the Michael Kors party. I want to drop me off at 9:30 and pick me up at 9:45 sharp.
Okay, so now your observation. What did you observe here? What was happening? Yes,
The
raise your
workplace
hands,
is-
please. Raise your hands. Yeah. Yes, Parth.
And the workplace is really messy, and I suppose she is the boss of that place, and they were cleaning it up so because the boss is really strict.
Hmm. Yes. So okay, so the boss is really strict, so they are cleaning up the place and you find the place is very messy. Okay, good. Yes, what else? Others? Yes, Shivansh?
Ma'am, when they knew the boss was coming, so ma'am, they tried to show them as a professional rather. When the boss was not there, they were casually working over there.
They were casually working, and the moment they realize the boss is on the way, their body language, their mannerisms, they undergo a change. Okay, great observation. Yes, next. Yes, the quiet ones in the class. You have so many answers with you. Please come up.
And the understanding between the boss and the clients was not so good. That's why that was happening, some messy.
Wonderful, Rama. Wow, what a clear understanding of the video. Great, great, good. So another very clear-cut observation that there is some kind of a lack of understanding, and I would really accept this particular phrase that you've used, a lack of understanding in between the boss and the employees, or we can say the kind of understanding that employees tend to understand the boss too well, but then still there is some kind of a gap. Something is missing, right? Good. Yes, I think Aditya, you had raised your hand.
Ma'am, the boss arrived a little early than she was supposed to, so everyone was a little uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable, yes, and uncomfortable because of the kind of image the boss has.
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
Yes, Prajwal.
Ma'am, we can also say that the workplace is not that professional because the word loins is not something that's used in a professional environment a lot.
But that's the fashion industry, Prajwal. It's like The Devil Wears Prada. That's the movie.
Yeah.
Right? And because this is a clipping from a movie, so yes, that's how our formal setup is a mix of the two. So how you are actually conversing, that's again, and you've highlighted actually a very significant point that a senior may take that liberty, but a junior may not be allowed to take that liberty of language.
Yes, ma'am.
Right?
Plus, that can actually be a proper court case if someone tries to sue or something.
Exactly. Yes, that can be the case. Yes, very right. Yes, Yash.
Ma'am, the employees were scared of the boss and I guess unprepared because she came early.
Yes, the employees are damn scared of the boss. Yes,
They
and
weren't comfortable in their workplace.
They didn't seem comfortable in their workplace. True. Very right. Yes. Anybody else?
Then the boss like everything to be very organized, and everyone is not complying with his requirements. So everyone is sort of hurrying up in order to make the workplace suitable to him.
Yes,
suitable to her.
according to the desire or according to the expectations of the boss. If you have paid attention, that girl who is supposedly the secretary of the boss, she is trying, she even takes care how the magazines are supposed to be there on the desk. Did you pay attention to that? She even fills up the glass. Everything should be in place. And that gentleman over there, he says, I can smell somebody had onion bagel. So they are very careful that there shouldn't be any messy smell in that area around that. The boss seems to be very finicky, right? Yes, Vihan.
Ma'am, I would rather. The boss seems quite obnoxious as a person, and that might be the reason why that no one wants to communicate with her, that everyone is terrified of her.
Yes, very true, very true, very true. If you happen to watch this movie, you'll really find it very interesting. Yes, Aditya.
And the employees were even getting dressed properly.
Yes, they were even getting, and if you pay attention, the brands, right? If you have paid attention, that the brands were being highlighted over there, that what does the boss expects them to be like. So that's the fashion house. So you just cannot be below a certain mark that she has set, a standard that she has set. That is why, that particular, she informed her secretary that I'm not going to approve of that girl because I had asked for some athletic smiley face and she sent me somebody who did not fit in the bill. And there's another very close observation about it. Yes, Parth.
Ma'am, the boss seems to be a perfectionist, and it is shown in the scene that working for her is very difficult because of her high expectations.
Yes, very true. Yes, Yash.
Sorry,
yes.
ma'am, I didn't lower my hand.
Yes, Vihan, you have something to add?
Yes, ma'am. I noticed that all the workers generally lived in quite a messy workplace to begin with, and that could be a result of the fact that there's an old saying that if parents are more strict, then what's more likely to happen is that when the parents are not around, the children are more likely to slack. Whereas if parents treat their children with respect, etc., they will meet those standards by themselves. So because the boss is so pedantic and strict, that might be the reason that everything was so messy to begin with.
Very true. Very true. Very, very keen observation and very right observation, Vihan. Yes, Sudiksha?
Ma'am, I was not able to understand that elevator scene where the girl first goes in and the moment boss steps inside the elevator.
I was just waiting for somebody to mention this particular episode. I would love to explain it, but if anyone else would like to explain what happens there. Yes, Prajwal.
Ma'am, in that scene, the girl is like she goes into the elevator, but she's like, oh no, she's there. Let's go. Let her go alone.
Yeah.
We can add that she don't want to have a conversation with her, or the boss don't like that someone is there with her.
Yes,
In
very
her
true.
elevator.
Yes,
The same
very
happens in the lobby too. When
Yes.
the same
Very true.
happens
She got afraid she was not able to meet the requirements or the perfectionism of the boss.
Okay, that's another interpretation. Yes, Vansh, you had raised your hand.
Maybe the employees were not allowed to step in a private space or when she was alone.
Yes, that could be one kind of a set of rule that was set there. Yes. Yes, Divyam.
Ma'am, I think she just wanted to avoid small talk with her because she did not wanted to point out her mistakes.
Yes, so she wanted to, yes, that's another wonderful observation. Sometimes even you people end up, just changing your path. The moment you see a teacher coming from the front, you don't want to face the person. Sometimes it could be not just teacher, anybody, right? Someone whose presence is very intimidating for you. Yes, Sudiksha. Okay,
Ma'am,
yeah,
I forgot to lower down my hand.
no problem. Yes, Vihan.
Ma'am, this is a rare situation of a double coincidence of once. It seems like the boss is so obnoxious that she doesn't want anyone to be with her. But I don't think that's going to be too much of an issue considering the fact that because she's so obnoxious, no one wants to be with her either.
Yes, very true. Very true. Yes, Aditya, and this is a very common scenario that you'll find around, or people tend to be very uncomfortable in the presence of such bosses. Aditya.
Ma'am, she didn't consider herself in the same standard as a boss.
Yes, there is that kind of a complex that was very much visible.
Yes,
a
ma'am.
lack of confidence, but lack of confidence because that lack of confidence has been made evident by the boss per se. That you don't fall in that kind of.
The boss set the that standard.
Yes, sometimes certain complexes emanate from not from within but from the outside. You're made to feel like that and you start believing in that. Yes, Vihan.
Ma'am, it seems like the boss has a superiority complex.
Yes, very true. Very true. It's very much evident in her body language, in her talk. I want the driver to pick me up at 9:30, drop me there at 9:30 and pick me up at 9:45. So from MK's party, she's going to be present there for only 15 minutes. She's trying to, which is very much evident that how busy and how important a person she is, right? So many observations you people have been able to make from this one clipping. So you can just imagine spending your 8 to 9 hours in an organization, and you may encounter so many barriers. I've just taken up this one clipping from a random movie. Some of you may have watched this movie already, but if you watch any flick, any movie, any particular movie, you will find that organizational barriers, how they play a very significant role in the lack of in the ineffectiveness of communication that happens in the workplace. Remember, the barriers that we are discussing, they will overlap with each other, but we have categorized them that because some barriers are very specific in certain contexts, right? So hierarchical barriers that we were talking about, did you observe in this clipping any hierarchy related barrier? Was it evident?
Yes, ma'am.
In what way?
Yes, ma'am. Not everyone is allowed to talk to her. Most of the people just walks away after seeing her, and only her.
Basically, no one is ready to face.
Only the secretary was allowed to give her the summary of the details that happened in the workplace.
Yeah, because that is her job. But yes, you're very right that there is a very strict hierarchy. And you know how people they were helter-skelter at that particular moment when they got to know that she's about to come. So there is a very strict line of hierarchy that seems to be followed over there, and because of that, there is a very clear-cut you can say demarcation of, there are people who fall in this particular bracket, the so-called the inner circle, and then there are certain people who fall in the outer circle. So even within the same department, or you can say the people in the proximity of the boss, there will be a very clear-cut demarcation that these people are in of the inner circle and these people are of the outer circle. This is another kind of unseen hierarchy that comes into place in the workplace. Because of this, there are so many difficulties that we face, like you're not able to openly communicate with the boss. Did you observe this particular situation in the clipping? That free and flexible communication isn't there, isn't it? There is inhibition in the smooth flow of communication. We know with this kind of an official setup, the employees will not be very comfortable in communicating or connecting with the boss, right? So there can be like loss of information because of that, out of sheer nervousness. Sometimes the things may go haywire, or there could be exaggeration or understatement of certain facts, of certain situations, just because the hierarchy is so strongly entrenched over there, right? The boss may not feel like seeking your suggestion or opinion, because the boss may feel, what solution or what suggestion can a junior give to me? I'm more qualified than the other people over here, right? Whereas maybe you being a junior may have a better solution to a problem or a better way of dealing with the situation. So again, the barrier when it comes to hierarchy is not in terms of upward communication only, but downward communication also, where the boss may not feel comfortable seeking solutions or suggestions from you. You may not feel comfortable in coming up with your grievance, your problems, or saying a no, or telling the boss right away, this is not right, or this particular decision that you've taken, it may backfire in this way or that way. So that creates a very uncomfortable scenario, uncomfortable situation at the workplace, right? If you have to drag yourself to the office every day, and if it doesn't become a place that you like to be, it means there are certain organizational barriers that are in between you and the organizational setup. Next, we come to specialization of a workforce. So how will you define how a specialization of workforce becomes a barrier in communication? How can specialization of workforce be? Yes.
Can we say that there is dictatorship in that office?
Of course. It's the final word of the boss. That is the word over there. Right? So that's what I said. The flow of communication is not open. Very true. Right? Now we come to the second one, specialization of workforce. How can specialization of workforce be a barrier in communication?
Ma'am, even the secretary was not able to say the complete information about that and what the others say, that also the specialization.
Okay, Rama. Anybody else? Yes? Yes, Sahil?
Ma'am, it can be a barrier if two
Yes, Sudiksha. Is this Sudiksha speaking?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. If two different people are involved in same project, but they are specialized in different things, and they are not able to communicate their ideas fully, so that's where the barrier comes.
Very true. Very true. Very nicely explained. Yes, Vanshika.
Ma'am, we can say that as the work area is specified, so if we want to pass any work from one department to another, from lower hierarchy to higher hierarchy, it will take time because there are many barriers or many people between them or many departments.
Okay, that's very true. That's another aspect. Yes. Divyam?
Ma'am, I was just going to say what the other person said, that if one person specializes in certain area, they may not give their opinion or thoughts on some other area.
Very true.
That becomes a barrier.
Yes, or sometimes it is like sometimes every department has their own sense of superiority and importance, that we are the most important department because we deal with this particular aspect of functioning for the organization. So that also and when you have to come together and collaborate, so that also becomes a problem, right? Or when you have an expertise in a particular field, you may not be able to show that expertise in some other area, right? So your the way people perceive you, that for example, you are very good at the job at hand, right? You are like, let's say you are computer science students, EEE students, and you are experts in your domain. Now you rise up to become the manager of your team. Now, apart from your technical know-how, you're supposed to have also which other kind of skills should you possess? Management, administration, leadership, right? Now your technical skill, your specialization is your technical expertise, but maybe leadership, managerial skills, this is not your cup of tea. You're not that very great with administering or with managing the people and the work. So what happens is that the expectations, your performance as an employee cannot be the yardstick for your performance as a manager. And when this kind of a change in the position happens, so sometimes your specialization becomes a barrier in communication, because you have set a bar of expectations because of your specialization. But now the new role that has been assigned to you, you do not have the expertise as per that new role that may have been assigned to you. So that again becomes a barrier in communication, in terms of your impression, in terms of your goodwill, in terms of how people may perceive you. So that's another way of defining the specialization of workforce, that how it becomes a barrier in communication. Wrong choice of medium of communication. I think this we have discussed so many times. wrong choice of medium of communication, that oral, written, and non-verbal. You remember, we are talking about the official formal setup. And when we talk about the official formal setup, it is very, very important that we are very clear about which medium we have to select in order to ensure effectiveness of a communication. When we were dealing with the model of communication, right, one point that was being consistently emphasized was that selection, the right choice of the medium of communication is very, very important. For any formal communication, which will be the most acceptable medium of choice of medium? For any formal communication.
Written.
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 There is, you talk about oral communication, some, like in one of the classes, a student said that, ma'am, meetings are oral, presentations in the meetings, they are oral form of communication, but they are considered formal. Well, when meetings take place, what is the written form of meetings? Is there any written form of meetings?
Yes, ma'am.
Someone is taking notes.
Yes, the minutes of meeting. So whatever is being discussed in the meeting, that is being recorded, that is there on record. Right. So if something is being recorded, so whatever you are saying, it is being noted down, and then your signatures are taken that we acknowledge and accept that this is what the discussion that has happened in the meeting. Often you must have heard when people give, or politicians or leaders or any of the public figures, when they deliver their speeches, what they said is like recorded by the reporters, it is there in the news, it is there in the print media, and if there is any departure from what the person had sent and what has been mentioned, immediately there is a rectification for that. So anything that is there in writing becomes formal. Okay, let's take even with you people, you should be very careful with your written communication. Anything that you give in writing becomes a permissible evidence in the court of law. Let's take this is a little, we are departing from the current particular scenario that we're discussing, the organizational barriers. The current situation, when we are talking about the WhatsApp chats that are being scrutinized by the narcotics department in the Sushant Singh's case, the drugs case. Now what is happening? The chats are being taken as an evidence. They're informal chats, but they are written. And because they are written form of communication, hence they are being considered. So much of weightage, so much of expectations are being laid by that particular department on the discussion which happened through chats. So whatever we write, and particularly when you're working in the professional setup, anything, never put your signatures without reading the document. Do not write mails when it is not necessary to write mails, right? Write only when it is very, very, sometimes the certain tasks can be done over the phone also. When something goes in black and white, then remember when we talk about written communication, if you remember when we were discussing informal communication, when something goes in black and white, there are certain restrictions that come with it. There are certain rules that come with it. Right? So that is not very flexible form of communication. So we have to be very careful. What form of communication are we selecting to, we are opting for communication. If I need a leave, then it is necessary that I must apply for that leave in writing. Fine. But when sometimes I seek a favor from somebody, help me in this project or something. So you need not write a mail. If you're writing a mail, then you are documenting it. That on this particular project, which was assigned to you alone, there was this individual who also helped you, and then you need to acknowledge that the contribution of that person in writing, right? So orally, you ask that person, can you help me with this? Now it is your ethical choice whether you acknowledge the help of that person or not. Ideally, I do always. If some work is assigned to me and I have sought the help of a person, whether or not it is in writing, I always acknowledge the help given to me by any person concerned, right? So non-verbal, written, or oral choice of medium of communication, you cannot signal to your teachers or to your seniors or to your boss that, wait, I'm coming. Fine. So it is very, very important to be very careful with the choice of the medium of communication in any professional or formal setup, right? Then communication load. Is Nihal in this particular section? Any student named Nihal, EEE or CSE? CRs?
No, there is no student in EEE named Nihal.
And what about CSE? Any new joinee named Nihal?
I don't think so, ma'am.
Okay, fine, thank you. Yes, now we're talking about communication load. What do you mean by communication load?
Ma'am, like more work in less time, or the time management?
Very good. More work in less time, so that will obviously result in some mistake or the other. What else?
Ma'am, we are doing the work of other special persons. That means in other, I am not able to.
Okay, let me give an example. Rama, are you trying to say that maybe somebody else's work is given to you?
Yeah, ma'am, there will be some mistakes.
Yes, and this can be a good example for specialization of workforce also, that you're asked by your boss that, okay, this person is not present, so can you take care of this work? But you may not have the expertise, so the way you do that work may not be that up to the mark, the way the person concerned would have done.
Maybe in different way.
Yes. Yes, Vansh.
Ma'am, maybe if that conversation does not go accordingly, the consequences or problems it can raise.
Okay, that's one. Yeah, for example, we can say that there are too many people talking at the same time. When we talk about overload of communication, that's another way of putting what you just said. So I may be able to grasp the viewpoint of some people and not of the other people. So my response will be on the basis of what I've grasped rather than on the basis of what I have lost in the chaos that was there. Yes, Parth?
Trying to understand a lot in a small amount of time by the means of like written or video information.
Sorry, can you repeat, Parth?
I'm trying to understand a lot in a given amount of time.
Given
like
amount of time,
watching
right?
a lot of
Too much
videos
of
to understand.
information is being bombarded to you. So after a certain point of time, maybe some of the information you will stop receiving it. You will stop absorbing it. Very true. Yes. Anybody else? Or too complex or difficult specific communication is being given and you're not familiar with it, that will again create a problem, a barrier in understanding, right?
Roundabout verbiage.
Sorry?
Roundabout verbiage.
Roundabout verbiage, again, language related barrier can be there, yes. What do we mean by underload of communication? We are talking about the overload. How does underload over here gets justified?
Giving less information to understand a given topic than required.
Very good. Very less information is being given or very less communication is happening with you. You're not much in loop, right? So either you are being kept too much in loop or you're not at all being kept in loop or very less information is being shared with you, right? So I tell you, write a speech on this particular topic. But now in order to write the speech, you should know the occasion, you should know the audience, you should know the time, the duration for which that speech is to be delivered, right? And what is the point of view that the speaker wants to be communicated to the audience. When you take care of these and what is going to be the audience like, who's going to be the recipient of that particular speech. So you have to take care of so many factors before you start penning down the speech. And when only very limited information is being given to you, obviously the net result may not be as per the expectations of the person concerned. So sometimes too much of communication or 2 less of work-related communication in the organization. You are working on a project and you don't have complete details of that project. That can also backfire, right? So these are some of the organizational barriers that we may encounter, apart from the other barriers that we're going to discuss just now, which can also be a part of the organizational barriers. These were specific barriers that we encounter when we work in any given workplace related to hierarchy, seniors and the juniors, regarding to the specialization of workforce, how we have our own areas of specialization, and to come out of that comfort zone becomes so difficult at times, right? We do not select the right medium while communicating with people, right? So I may request your PL, I need an extra class. The PL will say, madam, give it in writing. This is something very formal, and it should be in black and white. Now, if I give it in writing and the class is not published, I can put the blame on the PL. But when I have not given anything in writing, I cannot blame the person concerned, right? So communication load, amount of communication being communicated, complexity and specialization. You are, for example, I am attending a meeting which is of the technical domain. I will not be able to make the head and toe out of it, right? So the specialization of that particular meeting may become itself a barrier for communication, or underload of communication. Or let me give another example. For example, when you start working in an organization, you get different responsibilities, different roles, not just what work you are supposed to do. So if I am part of the quality assurance cell in my department, now apart from a teacher, I will be familiar with the functioning of or the nature of the quality assurance, the QAE in the department. I will be familiar with the terminology. I will be familiar with the various standards. I will be familiar with everything related to that. But a person who's a new joinee, who in that particular cell, attending the meeting for the first time, will find himself or herself lost, because the person is being inducted in this team for the first time, and it will take him some time to understand the terminology, the importance and the functioning of that particular role assigned to the person. Or underload, not much is being communicated to you. That again becomes a problem in understanding or in doing your work and the net result. What is the net result of that? Now we come to the most common barriers that we encounter, physical barriers, right? I think in the video that we yes.
Ma'am, you said that we will discuss on the topic of global languages.
Global languages?
Yeah, ma'am.
Rama, I didn't get your point. Was
ma'am, you said that English will be barrier in future or not? This was the topic.
Ma'am.
Can you just elaborate? I actually do not remember. English will be.
English is the first global language and Hindi is the third most speaking global language.
Aditya, yes, Aditya.
Ma'am, I raised a point in the last class that language will not be such a big barrier in the future as it is today.
When we were talking about the short forms that are coming,
no, ma'am.
WhatsApp lingo.
No, ma'am. Ma'am, I just raised a random point that language will not. Language will not.
I want somebody to please come up with the context, because there must have been some context that in which that point was raised, and that context has actually.
And we were talking about the short forms in WhatsApp languages. Then after some time he raised this point. So then you asked. Then you said that we will discuss about it in the next class.
Okay, so that's what I was trying to say, Parth, that I think the discussion, and if I'm wrong, please correct me. The discussion was around the point that we were talking about how short forms, when we are not from the short form, the WhatsApp lingo, that you talk about how WhatsApp lingo has become so popular nowadays. Because of that, students are missing out on their vocabulary, right? you are so the shortened forms that are coming into existence, right? And I'd given you two viewpoints as far as I remember. That one take of that on that is that this is new stage of the evolution of language, new kind of the next level that language is taking, and we need to be familiar with this next level of language. And I said the second take on that particular situation is the death of languages that is happening because of the loss of the words, right? And there may be a time when perhaps there would be a language crisis in the world. Yes, Aditya, was this the context?
Ma'am, no, ma'am. Ma'am, I said that a language will not be a barrier because everyone is accepting English as a global language. And then you said that English is not even the first in the list.
Okay, yes. And you said that somebody had come up with the hierarchy that Hindi is number 2.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
right? Fine. So did you
Yes,
find
ma'am.
out the hierarchy, the top 10?
Ma'am, I googled, ma'am, English.
Yeah, ma'am, we find out. In
Ma'am, it was
first
number 2 on the
English and
basis
in
of
third Hindi.
Third Hindi and first is?
And first English and second Meridian Chinese.
Okay, yes, Chinese has actually taken up. Yes, and I'm actually happy and surprised also that Hindi is there at number 3. Yes, Divyam.
Ma'am, I agree with Aditya that it will not be a barrier anymore, but for different reasons. Because I think the technology is evolving and there are already live
English will
translators.
be a barrier. I did not say English will be a barrier.
Language.
Language.
Not English, language.
Okay.
Like there are already live translators and stuff. So knowing one language won't be important because you can speak in one language and the other person can just hear it in his or own language.
I'm in different.
But if you do not understand that language, how can you understand what they?
I'm live translator.
Technology, translators.
Real-time translators.
Yes, real time. But then, when we talk about such situations, you're very right, the way the advancements are being made. But let us take the example of India. Let not even go world over. Translators, they're already available. They're already in place when we talk about the international level summits and meetings that take place. Let us take the example of India. India is a very diversified country. You agree?
Yes,
right?
Yes, ma'am.
And even the literacy rate in India is not uniform.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? People are not, every individual in India is not familiar with internet. Every individual in India doesn't have access to internet.
Yes, ma'am.
The facilities.
That's
why.
But
in the
That's
future,
why today
it will
language
be.
is a barrier, but maybe in the future it won't be.
Yes. In future, you're talking about, actually, this reminds me of another movie that I watched. That's again a science fiction, where in the question of a global language, a universal language. I've forgotten the name of that movie. There are some alien crafts that have landed on the Earth, and they're trying to figure out those,
Arrival.
Arrival. Yes, you got. Yes, the movie is Arrival, right? And a wonderful movie. So such movies, and everything that we talk about, like people say, even when we talk about the movie Lucy, they say, oh, it's just based on a theory. But whatever practically is there, at some point it was a theory, right? So language is a barrier today, and you're very right that it may not be a barrier at some point of time when the entire world gets unified with one common language. But and we cannot deny the fact, but I don't know, it might take centuries for
But
that
I
to
think
happen.
it's but I think it's that ideal situation which can't be earned or managed. I think in future also, it's an ideal situation.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a very, very ideal, a very utopian situation that we're talking about, where the entire world has a common connect in terms of language, and if it even happens to be English, we perceive English as a language only. Right? If it happens to be English, well, it will take time. It will take time. Because language has become an issue of supremacy. It's not, when it was said, the sun never sets on the British Empire. So that is true even today. So you find English language almost everywhere, almost. But then still it is not that global the way we think that it is. And language still is a barrier. And
Also,
in future, for it to cease to be a barrier altogether, well, we really can't say, but it will be a very interesting situation where language ceases to be a barrier in communication. Maybe there will be some other thing that will be there as a barrier, but that would be really interesting to find out. In fact, it would be really interesting if one of the groups in the class takes up this topic for the presentation, which ultimately you people have to give. So we can have a nice discussion on that. And this becomes a very interesting GD topic also. Yes, Prajwal.
For a language to be a global language,
Can
we
you be a
have
little
to
loud,
postulate.
Prajwal?
Ma'am, for a language to be a global language, we have to let go of our political views and all first, because
Exactly, that's what I said.
language is a huge thing in politics.
Yes, yes, it's a big thing when we talk about language. There are many strings attached to it. Yes, Aditya.
Ma'am, my point basically was that the area of influence of these languages like English, Chinese, and Hindi also, ma'am, the area of influences is increasing. I'm like, if we speak Hindi
Because
in the
their
neighboring country,
importance world over is increasing.
I'm not important, ma'am. Like if we speak Hindi in our bordering countries, ma'am, they will understand.
But
That
what
will
about
not be a
beyond
barrier.
that?
Yes, ma'am, not beyond that.
What about beyond that? Right? Yes, Parth.
Ma'am, in order to become a global language, the language must be speaking all over the world. But because of this pandemic, the concept of offices is well questioned at least. So people might not have to go to offices. So they might, the person who is currently working in US might even work from India for the same company, which he has to stay in US for. So it might not be possible for one single language to become a global language.
Okay, that's a very interesting observation that you have come up with, Parth. Very interesting, yes. Very true. And in fact, Rama, you reminded me very rightly. I had actually, it skipped my mind to follow up on this. And I will still follow up on my part, because till the time I, explore it and read it, the hierarchy, the top 10 that you have told me, I will not be a little bit, I'll take it with a pinch of salt. I won't be that much convinced. I need to see the source that you people have referred, though I believe you have referred very credible sources. So that's a very interesting point of discussion that you people have initiated. So I would rather like if any one group in the class takes up language as the topic of presentation, but please be focused and very pointed in your argument. Okay. So let us move ahead. What is the time? Oh, it's 1:08. I had a quiz also for you people. So anyways, I'll give you that quiz tomorrow then. So talking about the physical barriers, now the physical barriers are the barriers, I think the environmental barriers. Majorly we talk about, when we talk about the physical barriers, we talk about the environmental barriers. Noise, as you can, I think it is, noise over here can be physical, can be visual, can be written, it can be psychological, right? Now these barriers, like I told you, they will overlap with each other, so please do not get confused. In your exams, if you get a question related to the barriers, do not limit yourself to these 7 barriers. Please take the barriers from every category that we have discussed. Club all the barriers and make one category. Club all the barriers and make the second category, right? So physical noise, I think it's very easy to define. Many of you face physical barriers in terms of connecting to the class, or the connectivity issue that you face. Right? Or even when we watched the video last time, if you remember, what was the physical barrier over there? When we began a discussion on barriers of those two women on the railway platform?
Ma'am, religion barrier, technical barrier.
No, physical barrier in terms of, what was the physical barrier over there?
Ma'am, the short height.
Dressing sense.
Okay, that was the short height. What else?
She couldn't speak.
She couldn't speak. What else?
The noise of
the battery
train.
died out of the gadget that she was using, the translator.
Yes, ma'am, the train made noise.
The train, the very common barrier that we can talk about is the train that was there, right? So these were the physical environmental barriers that were present over there. Then when we talk about the visual barriers, that is, for example, the visual and written barriers, they go hand in hand. For example, the bad handwriting also becomes a barrier in communication. It is also kind of a written noise that is existing over there, right? Or you see somebody, for example, okay, I ask you people to be present to be there for the presentation in complete formals, and there is an individual who's there in casuals. So your visual presence becomes a noise for me, a barrier in communication, right? And I may derive 10 interpretations about you in terms of your attitude, your approach, why you're not informal. So your appearance, your presence becomes a visual noise for me, right? And which results in other psychological barriers, that the image that I may form about you. Bad writing is handwriting is again a barrier in communication. It is also it also falls in the category of noise, right? Then time. Time is a very big barrier in communication, and time can be interpreted in many ways. Duration, deadlines, schedules that you follow, frequency of communication. How will you define or explain frequency of communication? What do we mean by frequency of communication?
How much we talk.
How much we talk, how long we talk, with how many people are we connected? How long are we connected with people? Or let me give you an example. If there is somebody who is frequently found in the boss's cabin, right? So people may start assuming about that individual, oh, so, you know, this person is always trying to kind of ego massage the boss. Most of the time you will find this person sitting in the boss's cabin. And maybe the boss may like that approach of the person, or the boss may also think that he's a sycophant. He's trying to impress me, right? And there is another individual who doesn't go to the boss's cabin till the time the boss has asked the person to come there. Now, the people or the boss may consider that person as a professional, or may think, oh, he has some kind of an attitude about him. He doesn't even bother to acknowledge my presence. So what is happening? The frequency, less or more, of communication between, in this particular scenario, the boss and the employee, can lead to different interpretations and different consequences, right? Are you in the habit of meeting the deadlines or not? It's related to timing, right? Or do you keep to the schedules that you have made or not, right? Are we able to follow the schedules or not, right? So this again becomes a barrier in communication, because we tend to, when we talk about time as a barrier in communication, we generally refer to it in terms of the polychronic and monochronic cultures. Polychronic, where time has multiple meanings, and monochronic, where time has only one singular understanding or meaning. That is 9 a.m. means 9 a.m. Polychronic cultures, 9 a.m. can mean 9:05, can mean 10 o'clock, can mean 10:15, also like India. So we'll continue our discussion on these barriers in the next class. So till that time, any observations that you have or anything that you would like to ask, we can take it up tomorrow, right? So I'm winding up the class here. Stay safe, stay healthy, and have a wonderful day ahead.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.